Let's explore together key elements of sound attunement in a series of short do-it-yourself videos, starting with trust. Ask yourself, how do you feel about, listen to, and trust yourself? That's the whole of your body, mind, and spirit. That's important because, like the earth and universe, our body, minds, and spirits and their parts are interconnected, interrelated, and interdependent as one whole being. Thus, every thought, choice, action, emotion, experience, and so much more within the law of cause and effect has an impact on the whole of our being, not just the individual parts involved. Like a drop of water on a pond, each action ripples out all over the whole. Is that a coincidence when much of our bodies, muscles, hearts, and brains are composed of water? The physical body itself is tied together by a series of systems, like the nervous system, which in the brain alone spans some 500,000 kilometers, more than the distance between the Earth and the Moon. While the circulatory system, which stretches over 96,000 kilometers, is enough to circle the Earth twice. Chi energy also flows throughout your whole body and being in less physically obvious ways. Perhaps we can then begin to realize how easy it is for our whole body to holographically record our words, deeds, and thoughts in memory throughout, while interpreting and sending back to us messages at various levels. It thus makes sense to hear some heart transplant recipients say they have memories of the donor. All that we perceive, do, and think on many levels, laden with meaning beyond our conscious awareness, speaks with each part and the whole of our being. In turn, each part and the whole speaks back to each of us, possibly in words and languages we have not yet learned to recognize, much less understand. A psychologist, linguist, or doctor of medicine, for example, can devote a lifetime to decoding a minuscule fraction of the type of messages they each specialize in. Further, what we are told has meaning and wisdom best received as adult-to-adult communication, not instruction, but messages that we can choose to listen and respond to or not. There is very good reason to listen to, respect, and trust the messages we receive, because we are literally talking with ourselves. Further, our own personal, ever-present higher spiritual side of ourselves offers access to knowledge, wisdom, advice, and help when asked. Trust in the context of sound attunement refers to our learning to listen to and respect the wisdom of our own bodies, minds, and spirits as a whole. As discussed in the Bite of Knowledge video, our over-reliance on partial knowledge to take action has had a serious impact on, for example, the smooth functioning and health of our whole being. Sound attunement aims to redress that weakness through a practice that combines resonant vibrations of music, voice, and chi with relaxation in a meditative focus, breathing, and listening. With time and consistency of practice, sound attunement will work to restore balance to the flow of chi energy through the chakras and balance the closely related endocrine system, whose glands produce hormones which regulate the functioning of the body. Imbalances and blockages of the flow of chi energy can be caused by any number of factors, including stress, fatigue, poor diet, lack of exercise, the environment, and so much more. As each of us are different, imbalances can manifest differently for each of us. So rather than focus on the detail of the many causes, sound attunement focuses on the resulting imbalances in the flow of energy and body hormones. As balance is restored, the body can self-heal according to one's own needs. Sound attunement, which is a tool, not an end in of itself, also gives each of us practice in listening to and recognizing our true strength in being and functioning as a whole. Thus, listening and trust, based on our heightened awakened awareness rather than belief, are key to working with ourselves to get the most out of sound attunement. There is no prescriptive learning to be made. Rather, it is a journey not only of self-healing, but of self-discovery. To start, we need recognize our limitations and do two things. First, each time you do the practice, honestly ask yourself, or the person who is receiving the sound attunement, the question, do you want a sound attunement, given what you now know about how it works? Only proceed if the answer is yes. Second, ask your higher self for help. This could be in the name of whatever positive religious or other force you respect. Consider who or what that could be. This is at the least a symbolic, humbling acknowledgement of your own limitations, recognizing gladly our personal private access to real help from a spirit who respects, not judges us, for our choices in life. Ironically, it is the quiet but ever-present part of ourselves that we most often ignore. Otherwise, your sound attunement practice will have less effect, being closer to form rather than substance. To prepare for the next video, sound attunement itself, and really anything you do, try to respectfully still your mind and ego. This is not a big deal. This can be done, for example, in a number of ways. Practices like meditation, yoga, Tai Chi practice, or really any activity that benefits from focused concentration and or simply pay attention throughout the day to what your mind says or ego wants. Listening to musical or other recordings which induce meditative brainwave states like theta could help you get started as well. Links to some of the many recordings are listed below. If you can do that while keeping in mind what we've discussed, see where that takes you. Otherwise, in the next short video, we'll look closer at the meaning of listening and meditation, discussing their importance to sound attunement and life itself. Until then, thank you.